What's up, guys? Welcome to episode 12 of the 2026 MLB Team Preview series. Today we have the Pittsburgh Pirates, one of my favorite teams to watch going into 2026. First, I want to give a shout out to W Energy, who is sponsoring this video. Link is down below in the description. Awesome energy drinks, awesome hydration blends. I have grapefruit citrus here with me right now. I drink it every time when I'm doing these. It's so smooth, so good. Hats are awesome. Go over there, follow the link below. Promo code BATBOY, get 10% off. All right, let's get into the Pirates. 2025 season recap. They went 71-91, finishing last place in their division. I had higher hopes for them last year. I didn't think they were going to be great, but I thought they would be a little closer to 500 than they were, 20 games below. Not great. But they made a lot of moves this offseason. A lot of moves that I like a lot. They added second baseman Brandon Lau from Tampa Bay. They added first baseman / right fielder Ryan O'Hearn, 2 years, $29 million. DH Marcell Ozuna for 1 year, $12 million. They added starting pitcher Jose Urquidy. I may be butchering that. Urquidy, 1 year, $1.5 million. Two relief pitchers in Gregory Soto and Mason Montgomery, who they received from Tampa Bay. And then they also received outfielders Jake Mangum and Justinson Garcia. We call him the password because his name is so complex. But I believe it's Justinson Garcia. I love him too. I'm going to talk about him in a little bit. They lost starting pitchers Johan Oviedo, traded to Boston, and Mike Burrows, who went to Houston, and they also lost relief pitcher Colin Holderman. I think this is a net win for them. I think Oviedo is going to be pretty good in Boston. I also think Burrows is going to be good. Not discrediting the losses, but adding Lau, O'Hearn, and Ozuna into that lineup, along with potentially the password. And I also think they beefed up their bullpen a little bit. Spring training. So I'm going to preface this with saying that I don't think this is actually going to happen. But the conversation could be fun. Should the Pirates trade Paul Skenes? Obviously, you're looking at a generational talent. You're looking at the best pitcher in Major League Baseball at 23 years old. You're looking at the best pitcher in Major League Baseball with 4 years of team control at relatively cheap salary for the most part. Once he hits later arbitration, it'll probably get expensive. But for now, he's very, very cheap, and he's very, very good. However, this team is not really built for long-term success, and if they were to trade a guy like Paul Skenes right now, who is coming off a Cy Young, 23 years old, coming off 2 full seasons, well, 1 season was just about full, and then a full second season, both with sub-2 ERAs, striking out 11 to 12 per 9, 2 Cy Young finalist seasons with 1 win. Rookie of the year, he had a 2.15 ERA plus, which means he's over 100%. He's more than twice as good as the average pitcher. He's not arbitration eligible until 2027. He's not an unrestricted free agent until 2030. Other than, I don't know, Shohei or Mike Trout, I don't think we've seen a more valuable 23-year-old baseball player ever. The return that they could get for Skenes right now, based on all of those things, would probably be the biggest trade haul in Major League Baseball history. I mean, they could get a collection, probably 4 to 5 top 10 prospects, a couple young, already in the big league players. They could get literally anything they want that could set them up for future success. Obviously, losing a guy like Paul Skenes is going to be detrimental to your team. But if you can turn Paul Skenes into 7 guys, and it's going to be 7 extremely high upside guys for a caliber of player that Skenes is, that could be franchise altering. Obviously, it's going to suck to watch him, on another team, being Paul Skenes. But at the same time, if that returns you to future success and long-term success, it might be worth it. Like I said, he's made 55 MLB starts, and he's already accumulated a 13.5 WAR. That is absurd. The pitching staff behind him, not great. Looking at Mitch Keller, Braxton Ashcroft, Bubba Chandler, who actually has... Bubba Chandler could be the number 2 pretty soon. Jose Urquidy is the last guy. You got Jared Jones, who had elbow surgery last May. He's probably not going to return until, at best, the summer of 2026. And you don't know how he's going to come back. They're not going to trade Paul Skenes. I know they're not. And I just had the Bryce Harper conversation in my previous episode, my actual Bat Boy episode. They're not going to trade him either, but it's fun to have these conversations. It makes these things interesting because it's interesting to think about the return that they could get for a guy like that. But as far as the pitching staff goes, you got Paul Skenes and you got a bunch of question marks. Mentioned Jared Jones. Bubba Chandler is probably the next highest touted prospect they had behind Skenes. He should get a full year. It'll be interesting to see how he does. But then they also got some prospects coming up. Hunter Barco and Thomas Harrington. Hunter Barco being the number 4 prospect in their organization. He's had 47 starts in minor leagues, 3.04 ERA with 227 strikeouts and 183 innings. Very good. 6'4", power throwing lefty. He's got a mid-90s fastball, slider. Just developed a splitter that's nasty. He underwent Tommy John in 2022, so hopefully that's behind him. You don't have to worry about that anymore. It's not as common to see that repeat anymore, which is why for a little while there they were encouraging pitchers to get it done in college to just get it out of the way. I don't think they're doing that anymore, but he has already surpassed his Tommy John, and he's been nasty ever since. Thomas Harrington is the number 10 prospect in the org. 3.73 ERA and 67 minor league starts, 351 strikeouts and 340 innings. So more, close to a strikeout per inning. Excellent strike thrower. He's got a feel for the strike zone that not many prospects have. He likes to mix things up rather than just overpower you. He's got 5 pitches, can land them all in the strike zone. He's described as a pitcher, not a thrower. I think the more research I did about him, I was thinking about Freddie Garcia. With a bit more strikeout ability, Freddie Garcia it felt like 9 pitches that were all 84 miles an hour, but just threw it in the strike zone, pitched to contact, and let your defense do the work. Harrington can strike out a bit more, as Garcia was more of like a 6 to 7 strikeout per 9 guy, and I think Harrington could be a 9 strikeout per 9 guy. But uses a mix of speeds, movement, placement, rather than velocity. Not trying to overpower you. He's just trying to get you out with good pitches in good places that's going to produce weak contact. Justinson Garcia, nicknamed the Password because of his complex first name. I love this kid. They got him in the trade from Boston. 220 games in the minors across the last 2 seasons. He's hit 277. 41 doubles, 44 home runs, 140 RBIs, 24 stolen bases. Doesn't strike out too much, pretty average in strikeout rate. He also walks pretty well. He's pretty patient at the plate, which you don't always see in guys with this kind of power. He is a very aggressive hitter, kind of Vladimir Guerrero-like when it comes to just swinging a bunch, but he's more so swinging at pitches in the strike zone. Like I said, he walks a good bit. There are concerns about him hitting against Major League pitching every single night. But you also got Major League pitching coaches, or batting coaches, that can help that. The signing of Marcell Ozuna may limit the amount of run Garcia will get this year. The Ozuna signing is for 1 year, so it could be another year of letting Garcia get a little bit more polished at the plate. But I was thinking that he might get to play some right field, and O'Hearn would play first, or O'Hearn would DH, and one way or the other, I thought O'Hearn and Garcia would get a lot of run. The signing of Ozuna, he's probably going to be your full-time DH, which is going to force O'Hearn into right field, which is probably going to limit some of Garcia's at-bats. But he's a guy to watch, especially in the spring, and, as he progresses through 2026. Position battles. Catcher. This is the biggest one I saw, other than starting pitching, which I kind of talked about, but I'll talk about a little bit more in a bit. Catcher, the battle between the 101 in 2021, Henry Davis, and the 102 in 2018, Joey Bart. Bart appears to be the projected starter. He does have the most experience obviously being 4 years older or 3 years older. He's been very underwhelming offensively. He was so highly touted coming out of college. We thought this was going to be Buster Posey 2.0. It's not. He's been very underwhelming. Henry Davis probably has more upside at this point, but his MLB experience has not been good. He's played 100, and it's not a small sample size. He's got 186 games under his belt, 181 average, with 15 home runs, 51 RBIs, and a 54 OPS. I mean, he's half as good as the average player. Not good. Minor league numbers are elite. I mean, he's been really good in the minors, 290 average over 189 games, with 38 home runs and 30 stolen bases. Very high walk rate in the minors. Big leagues has not been a safe space for him. I don't know what it is. He's get called up, struggle in the big leagues, go back down to AAA and dominate. Get called up, struggle in the big leagues. So maybe it's consistency. Maybe it's just he's just not able to hit big league pitching. I don't know. But the numbers are kind of weird. Because it's been a bit of a bounce back and forth, and he's been consistent on both ends. Good in the minors, bad in the pros, or bad in the big leagues. But no matter, like, it's not like he can get a hot hand, move up. No, like, there's just no rhyme or reason. He goes to AAA, he's good. He comes up to the major leagues, and he's bad. So that's something to monitor in the spring. And then starting pitching, it'll be interesting to see how it shapes up. That's just going to be, I don't know. I would have an open tryout if it was me, behind Skenes and probably Chandler, probably Keller, and then let the rest have an open tryout behind them. Just see who pitches the best during spring against the best lineups. Like, when they're pitching against the other teams that are actually running out their general 26-man roster with their standard lineup. See who does the best? Player focus time. Oneil Cruz. It's easy to talk about Paul Skenes. I didn't want to do that. I did that last year. So, Oneil Cruz, for this team to take the next step this year and get closer to 500, maybe make a run at a wild card, doubtful, but maybe, he's got to be better. He's got to be the best player on this offense. Last year, he hit 200 with 20 home runs, 61 RBIs, 28 stolen bases, 174 strikeouts, a 32% K rate, OPS plus of 87. Just not good. He can be so good. He hits the shit out of the ball. His exit velocity is routinely at the top of Major League Baseball. I mean, if you look at the top 10 hardest hit balls, it's like Oneil Cruz, Aaron Judge, Oneil Cruz, Aaron Judge, Oneil Cruz, Giancarlo Stanton, or something like that. He hits the living shit out of the ball. Swing and miss is a major problem. Strikes out a ton. Does not walk much. He's got to put more balls in play. Take advantage of his speed. He's fast. Take advantage of the speed. Put the ball in play. Be more patient. Wait for your pitch. Hit it. Put it on the ground somewhere and get on base. Go the Ichiro route. 262 batting average on balls in play. The BABIP has to improve. If he can get that closer to 300, then I see him really taking a big step in 2026. And with the additions of O'Hearn and Lau and Marcell Ozuna, I think this offense could be really good. But Oneil Cruz has got to be the heart of that lineup. 2026 outlook. Don't love it. I don't love it. I think the pitching staff is going to struggle 4 out of every 5 days. You got Skenes 32 times, and then the other 130 games, I don't know what you're going to do. They will be better in 2027, I believe, as long as Barco and Harrington can reach their potential. I think they're both going to be really good. I don't think they're going to be aces, but I think they're both going to be, the 3-4 behind Skenes and Chandler. If Cruz and the pitchers struggle, moving Skenes may actually be on the table. If they have another bad season and Paul Skenes shows out again, may not have a 1.9 ERA, but if he has a 2.3 ERA with 230 strikeouts and 180 innings, and the rest of the team just blows, and they finish, 71 and 91 again, maybe time to trade him. That's all I got. I want to give a shout out again to W Energy. Also, shout out to Sunday Swagger, our newest sponsor. Go check them out. There's no promo code for them. I will have that link also in the description. This is more of a golf-related site. They got awesome clothes, awesome hats, other items used for golf. They got towels, they got ball markers, things of that nature. Go check them out. The link has its own code in it, so you just follow that link, you get 15% off. So go check them out too. Tomorrow, we will be out with the San Diego Padres. excited to talk about them. We'll see you tomorrow.